So today we are at a storage facility and we are looking for space to be able to put the things from my mom's apartment. She already had a unit that had a lot of the things from my dad's, most of my dad's things there. And so now we're looking for space in those units for her things. I do not know how I'm going to be able to handle seeing the stuff from both of my parents in there. Anyway, it needs to be done. At least I got out of bed today. I showered and everything. I didn't put lotion on my face, so hopefully I'm not too ashy, but I did at least get out of bed, and I've had most of a cup of coffee. I'm having trouble eating these days, but I'm gonna do my best. So yeah, here's what we got going on today. My last video I recorded on Saturday, the 30th of October, and today is Monday, November 1st. So just wanted to keep you guys, like I said, this is the reason. Okay, so I don't know if in the first video I need to look at it again, but because okay, so I'm still in Virginia. I'm recording these videos, and that's why I'm making sure to tell you the dates and put the dates on there, because I'm going to be uploading them later. But I just wanted to, like I said, make sure that as things are happening, I'm posting or I'm recording it, and somehow, memorializing it or just recording it so that I can keep posted or keep in line when things happened. That being said, the reason that I wanted to start this channel is because, I follow a lot of people on YouTube and Instagram that are living the life that I want, whether it is that they've started businesses that have become successful, or they are professional poker players, or they have, books that they've written, or just things that they've accomplished. And when I see them on YouTube and Instagram, they're already living the life that I want. And so in my mind, it's easy to get there, but I don't realize the steps that it took for them to get there. So I'll see, okay, they've made it, they're a professional poker player, but I don't see what it took for them to build their bankroll. I don't see them grinding it out at the 1-2 tables. I just see them sit down, buying in for thousands of dollars and walking away with thousands of dollars. And I'm like, well, I could do that, but I don't understand what it took for them to get to that point. Yes, I understand you have to practice, and yes, I understand that you have to study, but I don't know like how much they started out with in their poker bankroll. I don't know what kind of training they did. I don't know how long they trained. I don't know how long they grinded. I don't know how many bankrolls they lost and had to reestablish in order to get to where they are now, able to buy in for thousands, able to play the higher stakes games, able to, enter the bigger tournaments, so on and so forth. Same thing with people that have started businesses. I just catch them when they already have $1 million business, when they've already made, multi-million dollars. So I don't know what it took for them to come up with the idea, grind it out, whether it be borrowing money from friends or putting together money to get there, struggling and fighting and scrimping and saving to get to where they have enough money for this business to get off the ground. And then the challenges and the ups and downs, I don't see all that. Yes, they may talk about some of the things that they went through, but to actually chronicle it as it's happening, that's not something that I've seen too much. And so I have, many things that I'm trying to work on now. Like I said, I'm starting in the middle, and I'm like, this grief, there are no steps to deal with this grief. I was talking to a couple friends, and they're like, you know what? Maybe it'll be like you break down twice a day. and then you get to the point that you break down once a day. And then maybe you get through a whole day without breaking down, and then 2, and then a week, and then a month, and so on and so forth. Maybe that's a way to look at it, but I also think that it's more of, like when we talk about the stages of grief, people don't just go through them one at a time and come out on the other side. And sometimes there are triggers, and sometimes it's just a lot. And so for anyone, like I said, who's ever lost someone, and anyone who's ever had to start over, and anyone who's going through stuff, like I said, right now, everybody that I know, I won't say everybody on the planet, but everybody that I know is really going through it. And so I just want to be a voice to show that hopefully we will come out on the other side, and this is how I'm doing it. So today, like I said, we are at the storage unit, and we're heading in to take a look at what we've got going on, so that we can hopefully make space for the things that my mom had in her apartment, and go from there. So I probably won't record while I'm in there, but I will let you guys know. I'll record when I come out. So this is happening. So we finished at the storage units. It was pretty much okay. I only had a couple moments where I broke down. I meant to take a picture of it, but there is a rocking chair. This rocking chair for my mom as a baby shower gift from me. And when I saw it in the storage unit, it reminded me, because my mom had that rocking chair all growing up, but it was the fact that she told me that she rocked me to sleep every night for the first 2 years, because then my sister was born, and she was like, she still remembers sitting in that rocking chair, 9 months pregnant, where she couldn't pick me up anymore, and I had to climb up in her lap for her to rock me to sleep. And I felt so loved by her in that moment. Just being reminded of that took a moment, or that was a moment. And then there was a book. I don't know how many of you guys remember the Young Authors Competition. In public school, we used to have the Young Authors Competition, at least here in Virginia. And I participated every year. Well, this book was from, I think I was in 4th grade, because one of the poems is talking about my baby sister. And so I was like, it starts out with she's 2 days old. So she was a baby. And so, I think I was in 4th grade when I wrote this, and seeing that book that I entered in the Young Authors Competition was still among my mother's things. Like I said, yeah. So we got through it. We were able to make space for the other things that'll be coming out of her apartment. So, yeah, this is what happened today. Just still trying to keep breathing. But I wonder, I have my ideas about what may or may not happen. Of course, when you die, of course, none of us really know, because, we have our ideas, we have our beliefs, we have our faiths, but none of us specifically have been there to say that we firsthand know, like we have firsthand knowledge of what happens when you pass. Don't get me wrong, I know there are some that have had either near-death experiences or experiences where they died for a time or whatever. I think for me, I am in a headspace where I recognize I don't know what I don't know. And I'm not necessarily trying to speculate about what happens. I will say this. I don't feel disconnected from my mom yet. Is that weird? You know, I feel her still around me. Now, I'm not saying like I physically hear her voice or, you know, physically feel her touch or anything like that, but I don't know whether it's because it's so new. You know, it's been less than a week. It's only been a few days. I don't know whether it's because it's so new or because I'm still around her things or, you know, whatever, but I feel her. I do. I don't feel like she's totally gone. I don't feel like she has like abandoned me. I don't feel like the bonds or the ties that I don't feel like they've been cut or severed. Am I the only one that feels like that? I mean, for those that have lost a parent or a loved one, or especially your mom, like, do you still, you know, feel like you're carrying her with you or that she's around you? Like, this morning I spent time talking to her, you know, fully believing that she could hear me. You know, I don't know if that's something that'll be long term. I hope that she stays close long term, but I wonder, you know. But anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. I'm still breathing, so I'm headed back to her apartment to start packing up some things in the kitchen and working on getting all that done. So, okay, well, talk to you soon.